Packers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That's good for 28 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Jones. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Stafford, and his throw is incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Stafford now to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. Stafford on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 33.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Detroit. Royce Freeman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
Let's go, son.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Get 300. Get 300.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On second down now, it's Grant. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
318. 56.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense, because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
And this will pin them back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation in there. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Preston Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here comes the Lions punter now. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Here comes the Lions punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Returnable for Grant. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now Rodgers. He'll get this off to Jamal Williams. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
They'll run on first down. Grant able to fight through one tackle. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Packers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. This is Grant. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Chester Rogers, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is now 10 to 7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to come from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Looking to throw on second down. Stafford. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. They're going draw play. Stafford to Johnson. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. There goes a deep ball. End zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hey, foxtrot.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Looking downfield for... Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Hey, Zoo.
From the 17, Rodgers. That's complete to his running back, Grant. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Touchdown, Packers! Marquez Valdes-Scantling, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On the draw, this will be Freeman. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Preston Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Airing one deep for Curse. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Stafford. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team is playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Let's get it.
The 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
They run the counter. It's Grant. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Here we go, G. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Pilot, 64. 88.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Stafford now. He's hit on just 5 of 15 throws, a poor percentage, but it's first and 10. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. A big run there by Johnson. 45 yards on the ground. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around, not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
They'll run here with Freeman. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Now to Galladay on the jet sweep. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Prater for the extra point, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, it's Grant. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Back now at Ford Field. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Stafford. He's got his man. It's Curse. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The Lions on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time it's 3rd and 3. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Stafford now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop.
Let's go, defense. 59! Brings up 2nd and 5. Check 24. At the 42-yard line. Say. Check the backer, check the backer. Joker. Check.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Anthony Zettel popping in for the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Stafford. Going up top. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ron Parker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Rodgers. Rodgers brings it in.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route, the drag, and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now it's Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
22! 51 to Mike, boy, 51.
Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
I'm going back to you. Hey, Delta. Mike 51. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Stafford. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here comes Grant on the return. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They are on to the 4th quarter in Jacksonville. And the Colts, they've now taken the lead late in that one. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. On first down, Grant. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now a give right side. It's Grant. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So a big spot now for Crosby, but he's been here before. The Lions will use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. He'll fire a desperation throw for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The Packers unable to pick up the 1st. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They'll run on first down. Grant, and he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
A big play there on the catch and run. And a failure on 4th down on the other side leads immediately to a 1st and goal. On the ground, this is Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. Ooh, what a move. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.